So I'm now going on my private page because I'm going to continue with this broadcast, this webinar of how to know if you can trust someone. Because I was on the computer and it wasn't as smooth sailing. This is just, one day I'm going to get like this sorted. If I was going to ask the universe and say, what does that mean? There's a connection. I always look at something as a sign. So if I'm not getting a good connection, I'm like, somewhere there's a problem with the connection with somebody normally, or am I connected with somebody I shouldn't be connected? So that's how I would start to look at all these signs of why I don't get smooth sailing. All right, so I'm going to continue with what I talked about on how to know if you can trust someone. So when you give someone the benefit of the doubt, you're a goner. Why are you a goner? Because you're a goner because those people that want to take advantage of people will choose you. They will choose you. They'll go, you know what? They trust people first and foremost. So I am going to target them to take advantage of them. Do you know that the scammers, especially the ones from, the Nigeria people that go and try and scam you and pretend they're catfish, and they pretend they're a certain person and then they're not really, but they try and like develop relationships and then get money from those people, from unsuspecting people thinking they're in a beautiful relationship with some woman. Well, you know what they do? They actually misspell things. They give bad English. So that for any normal person, they might go, oh, that's a scam. Like they can't even spell English, and they, it's not, there's something not kosher about this email and this message they've sent me. So if someone is prepared to overlook the misspelling and the little red flags, then they're perfect candidate to scam them for money. It's like a filter process. So you have a filter process for other people to take advantage of you. How much are you willing to overlook so that you're an easy target or a hard target? Now I'm going to give you the secrets of how to make sure that you're like a hard target. Like people will go, oh my God, it's so much hard work to scam them. It's so much hard work to betray them. Or you are so diligent in knowing truth and knowing this having a skill of finding who's betraying you and who's not, that people won't even look at you. Relationships, someone that wants a boyfriend, people that want to go in business, or people that want to take your money, you are like off their radar. And I'm going to go through these steps. So let me just ask you then, so if you go back, because the signs are always there, if you go back to your childhood, were you betrayed in childhood? Because whatever has happened to you in childhood is showing you how life works, showing you how people operate. So if you've been betrayed, you will often attract more people to betray you, because that becomes a program in you. So that program now needs to be healed, it needs to be changed, it needs to be removed. Now, I'll give you some clues at the end of this video of some steps. However, this is something you need to be aware of. You need to be saying to yourself, you know what? They took advantage of me. What did I do? What did I miss? So let's have a look at some of these little things you can look at. Big things. One, do you ask questions? Or do you just, like, someone says something that maybe not quite kosher? You go, hang on a minute. Do you ask a question? Do you say, please explain that? What do you mean by that? Are you saying this? When you start asking someone questions and they get antsy or negative and don't want to answer you, then that is a sign. I was married to one of them. I'd ask him a question. I'd say, well, how do you know that? Why are you agreeing to that? And if and I noticed he would get antsy and negative about it. And in the end, I was betrayed, but they're definitely a sign. If someone doesn't want to answer your question because they've got something to hide, or they don't want to, they're keeping something to themselves. So asking questions is really powerful. Don't just give them the benefit of the doubt. The other thing is, first of all, the gut feelings, right? Your body is talking to you. Do you feel at ease, or do you have questions? Now, when someone says, I have a lot of questions about that person, I feel uncomfortable, they're normally right. The other thing is, if other people are uncomfortable around those people or are questioning those people, the majority usually is correct. Now, I know plenty of people. I know somebody that's actually dated somebody or married them. One's about to marry this person, different person, but their family did not like the first wife and does not like the next wife, the fiance. And the first time he married this person for 13 years, and this person was, just took him for a ride, took advantage of him, took his money in the end. And he didn't see it, yet the family weren't really honest enough with him. They didn't sit down and say, you know what, I've got to tell you this about this person. No one really got real. And so he never got real. And then in the end, he learned. Now, the bizarre thing is, dating the same type of person, same kind of thing. Your family don't like him, and the family say, you know what, oh, well, we've still got to support his decisions. Yeah, but you know what, it's sort of like enabling the bad behavior. Wouldn't you want somebody to tell you, to say, you know what, if you really feel about a certain way about someone, can you please tell me? Are you open to hearing the truth? So this person isn't open to hearing the truth. That's why they go, oh, well, he doesn't really want to know that. We just got to support him. Then it's all going to go bad again. Do you want to know the truth? When you want to know the truth, you will get the truth. All right, let's look at something else. So how to know if to trust somebody? Do they blame others? Are they saying, look what they did? Or look what this person has said? Are they going always outward? When that person is going to put the blame on another person, then they are going to put it on you at some point in time. So that's why you've got to move away from these people. Don't think that you're so special. Don't think that you're so special. That, yes, truth is on the way. That they are going to treat you differently than they treat others. And that you need to wake up to it. How somebody speaks about somebody else, other people, they're going to say the same about you. You will know somebody by the friends they keep. So you check out their friends. And if you, I love watching some of those reality shows on TV. And then I look at when you go Married at First Sight or whatever, any of those, you look at who they bring in, or even the singing shows, you look at the family, you look at the people that are supporting them, and they're going to give you some indication of what that actual person is like. So if you've got really good, decent people supporting somebody, that person is generally good and decent. Everything is an attraction. And I watched, I don't know what show it was, but there was one where there was this guy, and he was very superficial. And he was superficial, and he wasn't very likable, and he was the best friend of this other guy who's now turning into be like a womanizer and a betrayer. Yet initially you may not have seen it, or may have. In fact, actually, the writing was on the wall. But basically, just average out the person's friends and you will see them. The same is for you, by the way. If you want to know who you are, check out who you hang out with. You are the average of those people. You're welcome, Sarah. Yes. All right. Now, the other thing is that I've learned is those people that don't show who they are, they hide stuff. They don't really express their feelings. They don't give you the truth. So why are they hiding? And those that protect others as well, they say, I'm protecting someone and they'll lie for them. Again, they are not trustworthy, because they're not. Why would someone hide something? What are they trying to get from you? What are they trying to manipulate? Manipulate you. You've got to see people that are willing to do that are not trustworthy. It's just not trustworthy. Now, for you to, the universe does talk to you. It talks to me a lot, and that's why I say, you know what, universe, you're talking to me. I'm hearing your message. I'm gonna take heed. And the way it talks to me is, let's say I have an interaction with somebody, and then there's blocks. There was like stuff going down. There was people falling down or accidents. I'm like, what is that about? Why is there these signs that are coinciding with this meeting? And the universe has always been saying wrong, wrong, wrong. Whereas I've had where you get the flow, where you get, there's flow there, there's a good sign there, all feels good, all flows well. Then that is another sign. Just the weather, people around me, what people are saying around me are all a sign. And it's about you becoming aware, and stop just saying, I'm just trusting people, because then you become the easy target. You become the person that people look out for, to go, you know what, I can scam them very easily, because there are a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of people, and even there are people that aren't aware that they're going to betray you. They don't openly say that they're going to go out and betray you, but that's just who they are. That's just what they've learned. They've not learned to be in integrity, because if you look at the planet's not really in integrity a whole lot. It doesn't really protect children, animals, people. It's not really geared that way. So some people will allow themselves and be out of integrity and support that, although they don't completely feel it's good. They will support that. That's just, so they become like that. It's those people that will take a stand and go, you know what, I don't want this. I don't want to be out of my integrity. Those are the people that you can trust when they say, I don't care if it's gonna, if I don't work for them and I don't have any money, I'd rather not work for something that's completely out of integrity. I'd rather not work for them and be in my integrity. There, you see, that's a sign. That's a sign showing you. What are you saying? So many scammers, you've seen them lately. I have telling me, yeah. So if you see scammers around you, there's a message in that. There's always messages when you keep seeing something show up. Who's scamming you? What's going on there? Some energy you've got to remove. All right, so this is a real process. It's a real process of thinking, So let's have a look. What else can we look at? People tell you the truth. So I want to tell you about that. People, you've got to believe what people say. Now I'm going to give you a little example. My ex's children, were caught up in this horrible divorce thing with his ex-wife. His ex-wife didn't care about the children's emotional stability at all. She used them as pawns on a chessboard. That basically, because she's a psychopath, you know what I mean? So that was really unfortunate. So they're pretty screwed up kids. And the youngest one, was like a rag doll, pushed and pulled between, my ex-husband and her. It was all to do with the, to get the assets. It was all to do with the splitting of the assets. Now, as she grew up, she was quite disturbed and was cutting herself, and we had to see therapists and so forth. And when she was 17, and then during that time, she would say, my mum is a liar. My mum, she would make comments about her mother, that she said that she could see that her mother was, not really telling the truth and out of her integrity. But then at age 17, she said this one comment, and I remembered it. She said, why would my mother lie? She came back with a comment and said, why would my mother lie? So that told me at 17 now, which her mum was sort of not an obvious, she did things subtly. It was more like a brainwashing process to her children. It wasn't, she never hit them or anything like that. It was just this kind of like brainwashing. She brainwashed them. And when the daughter said that, I thought, wow, are you kidding me? And I said to my ex, who was still my husband at the time, I said, listen to what she just said. Take note of that right in front of her. I said, take note of what she said. And then you know what my ex said? No, she doesn't mean that. She doesn't mean that. And of course, so life goes on. But what it turned out to be that she did believe her mother, and that she started to say stuff that was not true. The daughter started to say stuff that was not true and make accusations, and all believing the mother, who had used it just as a pawn on a chessboard, and now her mind was totally screwed up. But he didn't want to see that. He didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to see it, and it cost him big time. In fact, she stopped actually talking to him for 2 years, just cut him off. So what people say, you take note, but I would have said, what do you mean by that? What are you saying? You believe, tell me what you mean by that statement you just said. And it's not my business to get in someone else's relationship, so I left it alone. But I just knew when his daughter had said that, he needed to take note. He just brushed it aside. All right. So this is what people often do. They brush aside and go into their mind. Now, this is the best secret I can tell you. It's like a secret, or it's like a concept that if you get this, then you will change your interactions. Because I've noticed people that get betrayed, or people that don't get real, have this way about them, have this mindset. What these people say is I can't believe they did that. I can't believe that they decided to scam you. I can't believe that they, broke her heart. I can't believe that they lied, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe. Well, if you say, I can't believe someone does something, then you're in trouble. That means that you are not believing what people are and what people do and what people, that they're scammers. When you say, I can't believe it, and I go, well, if you're going to say that, you're in trouble. What that says to me is you are denying who people really are. So you will deny a scammer, an untrustworthy person. You will not hear who they really are, see who they really are, feel who they really are. When you stop saying, I can't believe it. That's the most powerful aspect of knowing if you can trust somebody. Believe it. You've got to start getting real. Now, look, this goes in so many layers, because I could go back and I'll go, people who say, I can't believe they did that. If I went back to your childhood, I would find in your childhood that terrible things happened to you, and you've had to deny what's been done to you. You've had to say, I can't believe my father or my mother would do that. And you probably still deny what they've done to you today. All right, so if you want to get real, you want to know the truth about people, you need to get real about what's been done in your childhood, and you need to get real about the pain that you suffered, and then you'll get real about what people do to you today. Yeah, you're welcome, Katerina. I see it in people's language, who they are. So language is huge. Language is huge. So stop saying, so go, okay, they did that, they said that, I'm going to believe them. And if you don't, and to really get clear is ask someone a question. So what are you saying to me? Saying that you're going to trust that person? Yeah, and the other thing is that people that trust untrustworthy people, I don't trust them. Yeah. So the people, all right, so let's look at then who you could trust. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. People who are honest and tell you exactly how they think. You know, people, you know, they're the people you trust. They say, you know what, I feel this way, this is who I really am. And they're not saying it to avoid being criticized or judged. They're just going, well, this is who I am. Those people that really show you who they are and how they think are the most trustworthy, because they're transparent. Because if they're shitty with you, they'll tell you, or they'll move away from you. They're real. You've got to find the most real people, and they will be the most trustworthy. And then if you ask them a question, they will happily answer for you. They will happily explain things. Now, for you to attract that in your life, you need to be that. You need to start getting real with yourself and telling people how you really feel. Explaining what you want. You got to stop hiding. If you hide, then you don't get real. You got to stop hiding. Thanks, Susan. Yeah. Thank you. I love truth. I love getting real, and I have nothing to hide. And that's the easiest way to live, in fact. If I've got nothing to hide and I'm real, it's freeing. And then because I live this way, I get shown truth. The universe matches that frequency. And people often don't want to know the truth. It's a bit like my mother. She doesn't want to know, really. She gets that I was beaten, but she does not want to know that I was sexually abused. It's too hard for her, and I'm not the only one. I've seen this pattern with a lot of women or even men. Their parents or the mother, or the mother particularly, doesn't want to know that under her care that some terrible things happen to their children, or I've seen them blame their children. Oh, thank you, Jacinta. You're adorable. Oh, I love you beyond, to the moon and back. Thank you. So, and when we push and so it's only what happens, I talk about how we put people put stuff under the carpet and it festers under the carpet. And then you just grow cancers under your carpet or under your body. And so everything that is suppressed will manifest itself in some way. So the easy thing is to decide that you just get real. You don't have to be mean. Like some people go, oh my God, I don't want to hurt that person. I don't want to, offend them. Well, you know what? Real people want truth. Real people want you to be real. And they're real people you want around you. I'll give you a little... Some of you might know. I was in a workshop once, and my fly's half undone or whatever, undone. One person, after I've been talking for probably an hour or whatever, says, excuse me, Marisa, got to tell you your fly's undone. And I go, I like you, thank you. And the rest of the class, well, some of them didn't notice, but the rest of the class, why didn't you tell me? Like, you know what I mean? I like real. And I go, you know what? I can trust you because you're telling me the truth. I like truth. So I gather truth, people that like to be honest and open. Yeah. I like people to go, hey, Marisa, I think you should know this. But they don't do it with an agenda. They just do it to be real. That they're the people you can trust. So I don't know if I mentioned this in that previous video, but I'll just tell you another. I think I mentioned those people. Yeah, I mentioned how those people that don't really show their feelings. Now, they're not trustworthy. They don't really... I had someone that worked for me, and she never really showed her true feelings. And then I watched her interact with her children. because it's always a hindsight thing. I look back and I go, what did I miss on that person that really betrayed me and like just did me over? When she said, oh, this is the best job I've ever had, and then she went and betrayed me big time, and was just a piece of work, really. And I thought of it when she interacted with her children. I lacked this connection. And this person's mother died when she was young, so she shut down then when she was young. So she shut down to really feeling and connecting. And I noticed that with her two girls, there was a lack of, like when, you hug, I just didn't see this real connection. And because she was like that, she's disconnected from who I really was and what I had to offer her. So she just looked at things on her own point of view, or she was easily manipulated too by there was someone else that grouped up with her. And so those that aren't connected then aren't real. And I've noticed that a lot. I've noticed that when I've tried to really help somebody and they've lacked connection, they haven't appreciated the amount of energy and effort I've given them, and they've actually, my nose is running, see? And they've actually, ended up falling away or turning away or not really appreciating me. Those people that aren't connected. Now, I'm not saying that we're all disconnected in some shape or form, but it's those that recognize, they go, you know what, I'm disconnected. I need to connect more, and I need to get more present and feel more. That's the other thing, that people that are easily betrayed are so disconnected. They don't feel the warning signs. They're oblivious. I'll tell you this. There's a story of this woman, and she was, 8 years in a relationship. This guy screwed her over with selling her a house that she paid way more for. It was a unit, and then she cared for him. He died of cancer. She was like caring for him on his deathbed. Then she goes to the funeral. The family organized the funeral. She goes to the funeral and then realizes that the guy's gay, and there's this lover turns up and all these things about him that were hidden. And she's very disconnected and doesn't actually look at energy. She's very much in her head. But I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, wow, you go through all that, then you find out these things that happen at the funeral. And very disconnected person, although this person would not say that they're disconnected. So your past is going to show you where you need to change. But connected people, the signs become very easy, because what forensic healing is, or what we really are, we're all one. Let's say we're all one. Like that's hard to imagine, but I say all one as in I create you, you create me, I attract you, I attract everything. I am creating, you are part of my creation. So I've got good coming in, then it's in me. If I've got bad coming in, it's in me. So that is actually how this all works. So if I've got betraying coming in there, where's this betrayal inside me? And yeah, I've had betrayal, I've had disconnection, and I've healed it. And that's, of course, it's a journey. You're never it's never over till the fat lady sings, and she ain't singing, I think, till you move beyond and you get to another level. Your soul's on a continual journey, and this is a ride. This is an earth ride, and then it will continue. So that everything is reflecting. Everything is reflecting. And when you get to that place of feeling, connecting, the other thing is, I find that when I am with somebody, how I am reacting with them is, I'm not even often conscious of the fact, but that's showing me I'm reflecting their energy. So when you get to that awareness level of feeling your energy and looking at how your body's super connected, it's showing you stuff, right? Yeah, forever unfolding. All right. So the other thing is consistency. I noticed in this group that I was in, and this guy, Corey Good, I've talked about Corey Good in my Ascension blog post that I posted. And Corey Good, has divulged stuff about what's really happening on the planet. Now, I was in this group, and some people, and one particular girl does this reverse speech stuff. What they do is reverse speech. And she started putting doubt in the group about Corey Good. And then everyone's going, oh yeah, I kind of like, and then they started to sort of agree with her and started to sway with her. Are you easily swayed? If someone says something about somebody, do you like start to agree with them and then side with them, or do you already have a firm, solid opinion? Because what it turned out, I didn't like the fact that girl did that, because I look at all the signs. Corey Good's consistent. It's like, he's got all the tick boxes, because I've done part of his journey. And you do get people that want to, say certain things. But Corey Good never put anyone down. He's just here to tell truth, and he had all the signs of being solid and the feelings. But this woman did this thing and says, but I don't want to. She said these negative things, but I don't want to go against Corey, or I don't want to put him down. But she was. So it's almost like trying to cover up. So when someone's, I don't want to really, I don't want to go against him, but he's doing this, or but it's showing that. So the whole group, in the end realized that she was just, delusional. And, but that's the question. If somebody was to tell you, I don't like that person, I'm not saying ignore what they said, but I often look at the person who's saying it. Are you a person that's easily swayed? Are you a person that just agrees? Are you a person that's easily manipulated? Or can I trust your opinion? I look at the person, do they have, and then I weigh it up. It's like, how much integrity is this person? How accurate are they? And then I will, weigh it up. But if you've got someone that's bagging everybody, I'm not going to, they bag everybody. It's like, well, I'm not going to listen to them. Yeah, he is a brave soul. And when people put out public posts about negativity of people, it hurts their energy, especially if they're an empath. So I just don't think the important thing is going out and warning people. Yes, you can have, I'm like, why did I attract that? I'm always trying to learn from it. These people are my lesson. Let me learn from it and let me move on. I want to watch where I put my energy. All right. So it's a freedom. Just imagine being free, just going, you know what? I just know the truth. I just feel the truth. I don't have to question. Imagine your life. Imagine just being that free of having those abilities. It's the most freeing thing on the planet. It takes an evolution. It takes a release of, toxins from your energy, and physical body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body. It makes you take off. I'm not going to be blinded by things. I'm going to see things. It's a process of taking out manipulation programs that are actually implanted in you. Blocks to your energy, blocks to truth. This is this process. So, So I invite you, to continue this journey. I am writing a book called Get the Universe Working for You, and it's also a course, a 2-day course, to get people to wake up, to actually read the universal messages, read the signs, get in touch, look at it so that you're not going blindly. And when you're not taught this in school, but this is the most powerful thing, because as you know, you tell me the most devastating time of your life is when someone has betrayed you and taken everything from you, or, injured you. I always look at those, when I don't watch them, but I hear about these women that have gone on a dating app and then it's ended up so wrong. The signs are there, or a mother that dates a guy and they're abusing her children. And then she goes, I had no signs. Oh my God, the signs are profound. You know, I can just meet it. Someone's super toxic. I'm in their presence. It's like, I'm just walked into the sewer. But not that I felt that once with this guy, and he was a sexual deviant. He actually came as a client many years ago. I don't actually, thank God I don't attract those sort of people, but it was just one person, but I actually working on him felt like I was in the sewer. He was disgusting. Yeah, felt it straight away. So that is how you can become. So this is this process. So I want you to think about some of these, the concepts that I've given you, and look at your life, get real with your life, start to ask questions, start to get real with what's being done to you, and start to feel more, and you will, know if someone is trustworthy or not. If you wish to continue this journey, I invite you over to forensichealing.com. Come and sign up. We've got the free startup course, and we've got the upcoming workshops for Get the Universe Working for You, and then you have extra leverage. I use every aspect of the universe working for me, because life's been a struggle. It's been a difficult process, and now I go into the flow, and I'm like, well, I don't have to do this. The universe can now do this. I can just ask for things and they show up. Like, I wanted to meet Oprah. Oh, what did I do? I met Oprah in Uluru, just me and her. I was the only one on the trail of a public person. Of course, she had her entourage, but I just wanted to meet her. But I didn't think that I was going to meet her. And in Uluru, she came to me. Lots of things. I'm astounded by how the universe does respond to you. You've had vision boards, and you go, oh my God, I've created that. Well, you're using the powers of the universe. So what are you saying? There are now groups that train their members to go right after anyone who says the truth, to create a question about the speaker's credibility. Yeah, well, I get that people do. Yeah, they do. They target people that tell the truth and try and squish them and whatever. However, I've learned how to be able to use the universe to protect myself. I want to be protected. I've looked at how I have been super protected, and I am kind of like still a bit hidden away. And I have no issues with telling the truth. In fact, some people say I'm so brave for telling the truth, and it actually doesn't feel like I'm brave, because it's just who I am. My soul feels out of integrity if I don't get real. And if I, don't tell the truth, it's like stains my soul. I've talked about that before. So, but I've used the universe to make sure I'm protected. I've looked at, okay, what do I need to do to ensure that those people that want to discredit me or want to go after me are moved away. And I've been trained, as I've mentioned, I've had people close to me that have betrayed me my whole life. I've had a lot of betrayers, so therefore I'm very skilled. That's when I say to people, you know what, if you had a lot of bad boyfriends, you should be really good at finding now the good ones, because you've been trained. But did you use that knowledge? Yeah, don't waste it, eh? So, thank you for listening to this webinar. I hope you have found some gems in it. I love these subjects. I'm just very passionate about it. And thank you for your support, and thank you for, being there. And I wish you truth in your life. I wish you purity and integrity. And I wish, clarity for you, so that we'll bring back the truth to the planet. We'll bring back this integrity and humanity that every human being, every animal, every soul deserves. So blessings and love always. Thank you.